amount of excuses that Women's Classic keeps making for not competing against Women's Plus, it's actually pretty crazy. So even in sports where there is no physical advantage, we went over this with chess. Why do they even have male and female chess leagues, right? Men and women are the same mentally, right? There's no physical advantage that men have over women when it comes to chess. So why are they separated? And darts is another one. So what excuse do women have for why they refuse to compete with our stunning and brave Women Plus sisters? British dart star who refused to compete against a Transformer stunning and brave Women's Plus sister claims periods and menopause put her at a disadvantage and reveals how she was crying her eyes out when the draw was made. Okay, so now periods and menopause are the excuse. Oh yeah, me whammons, me so strong, hear me roar. I could do anything a man can do, but better. Oh, really? Well, compete with this man at a game of darts. Oh, it's not fair. My periods and menopause put me at a disadvantage. Okay, which one is it, though? British dart star Dita Hedman has explained her decision to withdraw from a tournament after being drawn against a Transformer Women's. Earlier this month, Hedman defeated Kelly Streif and Natalie Gilberts to reach the quarterfinals of the Denmark Open, but opted to forfeit her place after finding out she would be facing a Transformer Women's Noah Lynn van Leuven. Yeah, we covered this story. Now we got some of the excuses for it. Because, yeah, you bet that this woman was probably being called out. Like, okay, why? I could understand if it was like boxing, why you wouldn't want to go up against a biological male. But this is a game of darts. What's your excuse for why you can't compete with a biological male in darts? Yeah, she was getting called out, and I guess menopause and periods was the excuse, huh? In an interview discussing her decision to pull out of the competition, the 64-year-old claimed the prospect of facing Van Leuven had cost her both mental and physical distress. As I said, for the last few years, I've struggled with this situation of playing a Transformer, Hedman said on GB News. On more than one occasion, I've been wanting to pull out, and people have spoken to me not to do it. But in the end, it got to me. It was beginning to affect me physically and mentally. Yeah, and I, believe it or not, I sympathize with her. I understand exactly what she means. Her entire the ideology she's been brainwashed with her whole life is crumbling all around her. She was told she could do anything a man can do. You go, girl. There's no difference between men and women. And yet, when she's expected to play against a biological male at a game of darts, can't even do that. Like, we're not talking about arm wrestling or boxing or anything like that. No, it's darts. Why is darts even gender segregated to begin with? You figure women would be just as good as men at darts, right? I mean, I guess not. Like that's what's mentally destroying this women's. Hey, but all the ladies who do participate in the women's game have been complaining they didn't enjoy the experience of playing against a Transformer. Wow, what a bunch of bigots. Why don't you show them that you could do anything a man can do? That you should view that as an opportunity to prove your point. Yet none of them ever take it. Well, except for that one woman who transitioned to a man and got in the boxing ring, lasted 30 seconds. But I could appreciate the effort, though. Led to some hilarious stories on our end. So they've been asking me to take it up to the board to see if they can have it changed. We just looked into so much, and I've read so many things. And in fairness, it just hurt my head. Yeah, it does hurt your head trying to justify why you can't compete against a biological man at a game of darts. So the last lady series, I sat there. So many girls was coming and telling me this and this and that and whatever, and I just sat there and put my head back, put my headphones on, was crying my eyes out. I'm gonna read this again, and I guess those of you who weren't paying attention when we mentioned the age of this person, what would you? How old would you think she was just by this? The last lady series, I sat there and so many girls was coming to me and telling me this, that, and whatever. And I just sat there and I put my head back, put my headphones on, and was absolutely crying my eyes out. Does this sound like a 64-year-old? Whatever. When I asked what advantages a Transformer player would have in darts, yep, I figured she'd be getting called out on that. So how is it unfair? What advantages do they got? All right, time for the excuses. So Hedman replied, "There's some that says there's no advantages and there's no disadvantages if you like, but what they've all seem to have forgotten is about biological whammies. This stuff we have to go through every month. Okay, okay. So I know, fair enough. How about you don't have to compete when you're on your period? There you go. Now it's going to be fair, right? Oh, but you're 64. You don't have a period anyway. Oh, that's when the menopause comes in. Now it's the menopause. So I've sat there and seen girls and whammons who's doubled up in pain at all the tournaments I go to. A Transformer whammons won't have that. Okay. Whammons Classic cannot beat Whammons Plus because sometimes they might be on their period. So that excuses them from every loss they ever had, regardless of whether they were on their period or not. All right. Makes sense. Logic checks out. I go through the menopause. They won't have that as Transformer whammons. They tend to, they sort of dismiss what a natural born whammons goes through. Yeah, that totally affects your darts game in a big way somehow, though. Yeah. You may want to stop. Now it's just like, this is just sad. Can't come up with any better excuses. What if I was on my period? Were you on your period? No. But what if I was? Yeah, these are the same people though. You ask them, like, what if you haven't had breakfast today? That they'd be like, but I did have breakfast today. They're very selective with what they choose to actually think about. But as I said, in Denmark, it just got to me. I couldn't deal with it because I just broke down. So Hedman added that she spoke to the WDF tour to me immediately after finding out that the draw for the quarterfinal was immediately informed them that she would not continue. It was just me and the tournament director. I explained to him I've had my notification, as you see. I just said I can't do it. I can't cope. Well, cope and seethe then, if you can't cope alone. So I'm just breaking away now, and it dissolved into pieces. With Hedman out of the competition, Van Leuven progressed to the semifinals of the competition, where she was defeated 4-0 by eventual winner Bo Greaves. Let me look this up. I'm quite sure this is a biological woman. Yeah, this one seems to be a biological woman. I'm not seeing anything that says that she's a Transformer. I mean, maybe they hid that. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything about this one being a Transformer. Okay. So, Miss Hedman, what's your excuse now? This Transformer that you were so scared to play was defeated in the finals, or in the semifinals rather, by a biological woman. What's your excuse? Why couldn't you do it? Not very stunning and brave there.